Hi, I'm Rob King. Welcome to the May update for the Homebrew Masterplan. We started the month with the fake Homebrew Turbo Cider using a syrup instead of the real thing, still causing me lots of trouble. And happily drinking the Philly Sour. The Homebrew Good Batch was the first to go live at the beginning of May, quickly followed by Brew Day for number 50, the Punk IPA. And while tidying up files for the California Common, I realised I'd missed the malt tea tasting exercise, so there was a little side project went live also. I purchased a new toy, the iSpindel, for monitoring temperature and gravity within a fermentation. Unfortunately, I didn't quite do the setup correctly, so still working on that one. Also, we reached day 4 for the Punk IPA and it was time to add dry hops. Then just before holidays I moved them into the Oxybar kegs and the Ferminator so that I could control temperature through conditioning and carbonation. The Philly Sour went live, which means I now have 2 retrospectives on my to-do list. 2 weeks later and back from holidays, and it's like a whirlwind of change. The Good Batch short started playing, but most significant of all is the Bad Batch finally got through to evaluation, and it was a shocking result. That's the next video coming up, look out for that one. Which gives me the opportunity for a good old-fashioned shootout, a face-off criteria by criteria with the Good Batch versus the Bad Batch. It's not as clean-cut as you would have imagined. Back from holidays and I could not wait to give the Punk IPA a little bit of a taste test. It is very promising but does need a little more time in conditioning. And there is lots of change over in planning too, starting with the ordinary bitter, which I'm going to reuse the yeast from the Punk IPA, having given it a yeast wash just before we went on holiday. Also another chapter in the life of the Iron Brew Turbo Ciders, with the addition of the 1901 recipe also as an option. I used the sugar-free version, so this is going to be another interesting experiment. I was also reading the Modern Homebrewer while I was away and put 2 of the recipes they list there into Brewfather, ready for me to use later on. They're lined up for later this year, I'm certain. I did actually manage to start doing a bit of editing on these 2 little side projects for the Digiboil and for the Bucket Blaster, but unfortunately I started 2 additional side projects while I was at it. Oh, well, that's it for May. It wasn't quite as quick as I thought, but do check out that Iron Brew Turbo Cider. Thanks for watching, cheers and happy homebrewing.